Get to know yourself again for the first time. Kind of a funny title for a video. Kind of implies that you know yourself in a certain way, but maybe there's another way to know yourself that is novel. And that's certainly the notion that we're discussing here. Identity, how we know ourselves, is inevitably shaped by our culture, by our beliefs, by our upbringing, and our identity, in turn, shapes the way in which we lead, the way in which we interact with others, and the way in which we go about living our lives. In most Western cultures, I think, we tend to know ourselves, or we tend to think of ourselves and others as something like an object with properties. You and I have physical properties, height, weight. We have internal properties, thoughts, feelings, attitudes, moods maybe, sensations. And we have properties. We have titles and rank. And then we have possession properties, material properties, homes, cars, and the like. Notice that in our culture, much of the time we judge and evaluate people by those kinds of properties. Nothing inherently wrong about that. But what you'll find, I think, if you reflect on it, is that if you're of the ilk that who we are most fundamentally is an object with properties, and that's the way we're judged, we'll spend a good bit of time trying to get more properties in order to look good and measure up. There's another way of thinking about who you are really, and it has to do with your commitments in life. Now, I would argue that at the end of the day, that's all you have, is your commitments. We often refer to this as your stand. What is the stand that you're going to take in life? Look at people like Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa. They took a very powerful stand for others, and they were committed to a future that was bigger than their own agenda. So you might want to play around with this notion that who you are most fundamentally is your stand. And of course, you give your word, your promise, to that stand. So play around with that. You'll find that you have more power in life when you comprehend yourself as a commitment rather than as an object with properties.